Hi, I'm State Representative Joe Emrick, and I serve the 137th District in Northampton County. And we are here today at the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg at the Farm Show Complex. And I'm sitting here with the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission, Tim Schaefer. So Tim, good to see you again.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting us to this great arena. And just for the viewers, this is the largest outdoor show in the nation.
That's our understanding, and it sure is a big show for us. We've had staff here all week. We'll be here through the weekend. Our waterways conservation officers, education staff, folks selling fishing licenses. It's a hot time.
Yeah, it is, and it is massive for my constituents. I know many of them have been here, but
Yeah.
for those who haven't, if you have a chance to ever come out, if not this year in the future, it is just an amazing
Agreed.
experience. Like
Yep.
it is like a Cabela's on super steroids, I guess is one way
It's a
to
good way to
describe
put
it.
Yep.
So thank you very much for taking a few minutes. The last time you and I were together, we were standing on the banks of Mincy Lake
Yes.
while it was under construction this past summer. And we have some really good news we want to share with the viewers.
Yep.
And if you want to just give us a brief update on where we are
Happy
and
to.
that construction project.
Sure, yeah, so the construction is done. So the construction project is complete. We're about to, and in fact, we may have even started today, refilling the lake. And the plan is to refill it through the spring. We have, as you know, we worked with a group of volunteers. They're really terrific group of volunteers led by the Friends of Mincy Lake.
Yes.
Worked with Northampton County Parks and Recreation. In fact, one thing I want to read is just to make sure I don't miss anybody that needs thanked, but Northampton County Parks and Rec, Northampton County Federation of Sportsmen's Clubs, Northampton County Junior Conservation School, Upper Mount Bethel Township, Wildwoods Conservancy, Lehigh Center for Independent Living, Martin's Jacoby Watershed Association, Taylor Munoz from Senator Scavello's office, and your staff. Just a dynamite partnership. So really, it's going to be back and better than ever.
Yeah.
So these are man-made structures that we have, and whenever we drain the lakes, we try to improve the habitat. So all the vegetation that's grown up in there is going to be terrific base for the food chain as it starts to rebuild. But the habitat structures that we've built will provide excellent refugia for the fish populations as they're rebuilding.
Right.
We will begin this spring restocking it with largemouth bass. We'll then have bluegill, perch, black crappie, pumpkin seed to bring back the fishery. It usually takes about 3-5 years for it to come back. So during that time, we'll have catch and release restrictions simply to let it build back.
Yeah.
The one thing that will be immediately available, folks, are catchable stocked trout.
Right. And let's talk about that
Yeah.
in just a second. So to go back to your point, the Mincy Lake project and rebuild of the dam and spillway is, and its improvements overall has been quite a team effort from all those groups and people that you mentioned. And everybody, I just want to send my compliments to everybody as well. What an amazing job. The amount of time, effort, I know Bob Kilbanks and my staff has attended virtually every meeting. Like we have been heavily involved, and everybody has just been outstanding. And we're now pretty much at the end.
Yep, we're really close. And it's truly, I mean, we've been involved in a lot of these projects, and I cannot think of a better partnership locally. I remember being, I don't know what the name of the fire hall or municipal building we were in when this thing got started. We're crammed in there. People are skeptical. Is this going to happen? Is it going to happen? Well, it has happened, and it did happen. Yeah.
And I think, we've tried to do a really good job keeping my constituents and everybody who uses the lake from the surrounding area updated on, what's going on. And so the work was officially completed in December.
Yes.
And I just got an email today about refilling the lake.
Yeah.
And they haven't seen it start to refill. So
it's imminent. It's imminent. Yeah. So we need to get authorization from DEP to do the refill, which again, it's literally this week we're expecting. And so the way that'll work is you'll see the lake get refilled. Want to let folks know not to be concerned if they sort of see the refill sort of stall. We need to make sure the dam's working.
Yes.
So it's not just like filling up a bathtub and then saying, okay, I'm taking the bath.
Right.
Well, you need to make sure it's performing the way it wants. We even need to drop the water level a little bit just to make sure that things are functioning properly. But the hope and the plan is for it to be refilled this spring. Mother Nature will need to cooperate.
Sure.
And if it is, we tentatively have planned a celebration on March 28th.
Great.
That's our Mentored Youth Trout Day. We have a trout season a week early for kids.
Right.
And again, if everything cooperates and the lake's refilled, our hope and plan is to do a big event for kids that day.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's outstanding.
Yeah.
And so if all goes well with the cooperation of Mother Nature and everything's in place, so we're looking at tentatively March 28th as a potential kickoff. And you had mentioned to me earlier that there will be 4,000 rainbow trout stocked on March 24th at Mincy. That's the plan at this point.
You got it. Yep. And if anybody wants to come join us for that, the meeting time is at 12:30 on the 24th of March at the lake. Remind your constituents that they want to join any of our trout stockings. Just go to fishandboat.com or to Fishboat PA. It's our mobile app. You can search it by county and find out all the streams in Northampton County that have been stocked. We take volunteers for every single one of those. We couldn't put the fish in the water without them.
Right, great. And I know I already talked to my good friend, our WCO in Northampton County, Zach Rudd, and he's looking forward to putting me to work again. Man, that guy works me.
He does.
He's ruthless. Yeah, but I enjoy the trout stocking. And I'm just kidding, by the way. He's great.
He is.
And he is awesome. You have a great guy there. Just want to tell you that.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to the trout stocking again this spring. And and working with Zach.
And we'll also let you know when we're going out to stock the other fish, because as you can imagine, they're small. The largemouth and the forage base that we put in there will be smaller. But when we do that, we'll be sure to invite you and your staff out to see how that works. We'll give you regular updates on how the fishery is rebuilding. And then again, after a couple years, we'll be back in business fully.
Right. And just so everybody knows, there will be continued improvements at the lake as time goes forward. And there are some things that you talked about, like the refilling and kind of drawing back to make sure everything's working. The building of the bridge, the footbridge across the spillway, which we have to wait, I think, a year for that as the spillway and everything settles, and some other things. There will be constant improvement going on. And it's just going to get better and better. It is.
And if folks haven't been out there lately, not only did we rebuild, so what the project did is we rebuilt the spillway. That had to be up to modern standards, raised the level of the dam to protect it from overtopping, redid 2 different parking lots there, repaved the walking path over the dam. So really it's been a full package of really improving it. We will be doing additional habitat structures installed. The conservation school I talked about, they'll be out with us this summer, dropping what they're called porcupine cribs. They're big wooden boxes that you drop in to create really good fish habitat. They'll be out, I think it's July of this summer, so it's awesome. It's awesome. Couldn't be better.
Yeah, and so everybody knows the trout stocking schedules are out officially. The fishing guides are also out, so they can stop by my office. We have them already. They can pick them up. They can link to my website to get that information. And what are the? I know that the state has 2 different start times to the trout season. So what are they?
Thanks for asking about that. So because the waters tend to warm up a little earlier in the southeast, and when we say southeast, really picture the mountain, Blue Mountain, Kittatinny, North Mountain, depending on where you live, it's called different things. But everything to the southeast of the mountain starts on March 28th for kids. So we have our Mentored Youth Trout Day on March 28th. Regular opening day in that area is April 4th. Followed on April 11th, we'll have a Mentored Youth Trout Day for statewide for the rest of Pennsylvania, and then the statewide opener will be on the 18th of April. 18th. So you got 4 different exciting opening days for trout. And we couldn't be more excited about it.
That's awesome. It is. It's great. And people are in the middle of winter and the winter doldrums and semi-hibernation, and this really gives them something to look forward to. And spring is close, and we're looking forward to another fishing season.
It is, and what like you said, with the stocking schedules, now's also a great time to buy your fishing license. You can do that online. At this or any other of the shows that happen this winter, you can stop into a lot of those where they're sold. Local issuing agents. It's a great time to get your gear ready, so you're ready to roll once the warmer weather hits.
Yep, that's right. You want to be prepared. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and speaking of being prepared, one thing we wanted to make sure to remind anglers is, even though we've had some warm weather here at the end of the winter, that water is still cold out there. And there's a mandatory life jacket requirement on all boats 16 feet or less, and all canoes and kayaks. Because if you go in the water this time of year, it is still very, very cold. The statistics bear out most of our accidents happen in the summer. Proportionally, most of the fatalities happen in the cold weather months. So if there's anything that listeners and viewers remember from this episode, to me would be, please wear your life jacket.
Yes, that's right. We want everybody to be safe, enjoy their experience, and go home to their families at the end of the day. So awesome. I can't thank you enough for your time and the update. And you guys have been outstanding to work with. Just want to extend that. on behalf of myself and all the constituents I'm honored
Great.
to serve. So
Okay.
thank you so much, Tim.
Good. We'll see you on the
Awesome.
water.
Thank you. We'll see you on the water.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.